when I finish, you might wish the hell I'd never been up here.
1, and it comes the 2 to the 3, and
Listen to the words that the warriors speaking.
3.
For those of you that don't know, Bud Light did this thing in Cleveland last night where they put 200 fridges at all these like bars and restaurants and like a couple of like the sports news, the ESPN radio station, a couple other places, and they had them on a Wi-Fi based lock that wouldn't unlock until the Browns won a game. So last night at the end of the game after they beat the Jets, all these 200 fridges full of free beer basically for whoever was there wanted to take it all unlocked at once. So yeah, I wasn't down there, but I've heard things got pretty wild in Cleveland last night. It was like we won this freaking Super Bowl. The Cleveland police, I got to read you what they tweeted out. It was very funny. It was very well done. They tweeted out, "We won. Wait, oh God, the free beer thing. Okay, Cleveland, stay calm. Go Browns." That was from the Cleveland Police's official Twitter last night. I got a good laugh out of that. So.
Well, I guess my only question for you is football the biggest in town?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
Even
after all these years of losing, there's no doubt it's a Brown city first.
Okay, so NBA did not take over.
NBA's like a distant third from the Browns and the Indians.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, maybe not so much anymore. I guess with them winning and having LeBron and all the good years we had recently, it's probably closed the gap a little bit. But I would still say it's third.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to go ahead and we'll wait for a few more viewers and then we'll launch this out here. I mean, this is pretty cool though. The community. I mean, we're giving away 3 masternodes. That's big for those of you who don't know what a masternode is a Fantasy Gold Masternode, which is the cryptocurrency that powers our esports and daily fantasy sports. So getting a masternode is I mean, these things produce, you lock up the 10,000 coins and they produce coins every day. It's residual income. I mean, it's an investment is literally what it is. That, I mean, it pays out and you don't have to wait 3 months or 6 months or a year, to collect dividends on this thing. You know?
It's pretty great. I got quite a few of them myself. So.
Yeah, I love it. We're going to have a fun show today, with the DraftDaily Fantasy Show. I saw our viewers up to 9. Do you want to wait, Chris, or do you just want to shoot?
No, we can do it. It's fine. I think the rest of them will catch up if they haven't seen. I know a lot of them are overseas, so they're fast asleep right now.
Okay, well, let's test this thing out.
Except for Curbs, because I don't think that dude ever sleeps.
All right, I need to screen share. Let me screen share. Application window, this thing here. Okay, is this visual now?
Yeah, there it is. I see it. Yep,
okay.
That looks good. It looks nice and clear.
All right, we're gonna pick 3 numbers between 1 and I believe 62.
You would know.
I should know. I just what I go to 63. Okay, so it's 63. I go to your to the Discord because I cheat. I send you the information I need in your chat so I can go to it and get it real fast.
I wondered why you'd sent me that earlier.
All right, we're gonna do this is a test. This is only a test. Now, this is a test, though. I want to make sure that we're good here. Pick 3 numbers between 1 and 63. Draw now. Okay, that was a test, so don't think that. I can just hit draw again if I want. All right, but we won't do that. No draw again, 0. Okay, we're gonna do it for real. Pick 3 numbers between 1 and 63. Okay, this is This is it,
All right,
dude.
this is it.
You are here. Here come the 3 Masternodes. I'm excited. I couldn't even get one of these.
I know. I'm not entered either.
I can't even get one, and I'm excited. This is bull crap. Oh man, you ready? Let's see what numbers pop up.
Give me a countdown. 3,
Right.
2, 1. Nice. 39, 18, 27.
Now to figure out who that is, I mean, I could actually find out in 1 second. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to paste it to you on Discord. I can find out who it is right now.
I'm going to go ahead and let them know in Discord.
Yeah, and then I'll locate who it is.
Oh, okay. Matt got him. Cool.
Matt got him. Okay, cool. He's watching. I guess he'll take care of who it is, too.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I can go back to this, and I can hit stop sharing, correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we're back.
You're back.
We're back. You're happy? Cleveland won?
Browns have a quarterback, maybe?
Oh, it's Baker Mayfield time, baby.
It was the Jets, so I gotta curtail expectation a little bit because I don't think the Jets are as good as they looked week 1. At least they've not looked that way the last 2 weeks, their defense. So, but at the same time, yes, did he look good? It's the best quarterback play I've seen since Derek Anderson, and it was eons above where he was playing. He did actually have one really good year, but I think if Baker would have started this season, we might be 3-0 right now. So Hugh Jackson looks like an idiot, but we all knew that already. So
yeah, he is an idiot. I mean,
I don't think Tyrod wanted to play anymore last night. I don't even think he hit his head that hard. I just think he was like, oh, hit my head. Oh, I'm done. See you later. Go ahead, Baker. It's all yours. So, but man, it was fun. So, for sure.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, I guess let's get into our fantasy sports show here, and let's just attack this. Oh, you know what? Why do I always do that, man? You know what? I gotta stop being in a rush, man. I really do, because it affects the show, and I gotta just stop doing it. Last week, I got kinged. What do I mean by that? I scored 208 fantasy points. Okay? I had Tyreek Hill. I had McCaffrey. I had Mahomes. I had him, dude.
Yeah, you had a good. That was a good lineup you had.
Yeah, and I get bothered when I finish, top 500, and I made, I think,
out of what, 20,000 or something like that?
No. Out of 179,000 people.
Oh, was that in the Millie Maker?
Yeah,
Damn.
I forget, dude. I get so mad. It's like my mind goes away. I get so angry at it. It's happened more than once. It happened in NBA quite a lot to me, and it's worse than the NBA because it's not like you literally lose by a few points.
You're like,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, one drop, one penalty called, or one drop, or one other thing, and the whole, your whole bankroll's changed.
Yup. Or how about when you're in Las Vegas and you're watching live, and the Denver Nuggets, the last minute and 30 seconds, I kid you not, they could not inbound the ball, bro. And they got 4 chances. I told Craig I must be the unluckiest person alive. They literally could not inbound the ball. They got I'm talking their own possessions, dude. They turned it over, inbounding the ball. It was unbelievable. Craig was there. He knows, dude. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It was terrible. Okay. All right. Well, now that that's out of my system, let's go to. Can we go game by game? Because I don't think it's going to take us long.
Yeah, because I didn't do that well last week either. I didn't play much last week because I had a prior engagement, but I did not have enough Mahomes. I did not have enough Kansas City stacks. The guy that won the Millie Maker contest on DraftKings had, I think, 4 or 5 guys from Kansas City. He had basically everybody but Tyreek Hill, I think. I know he had Watkins and Kareem Hunt and Kelsey and Mahomes, I think and then he plugged pieces in around that. Yeah, I would have never been on that. That's stacking too many guys on one offense. That's just the chances of that being the actual winning lineup are like slim to none. So he got pretty lucky. The guy that won the showdown last night, 250 grand, started Baker Mayfield. Not even joking. I couldn't believe when I saw that. I had actually almost done it myself, but I just kind of wussed out right at the end. And I was like, I had seen a tweet earlier yesterday from a beat reporter for the Browns who said, if Tyrod's playing bad at halftime, don't be surprised if Baker Mayfield comes in. And I wasn't as high on Tyrod this year as everybody else. I just watching the first two Browns games, he doesn't look like he's got it anymore. I don't know if he ever really had it, but he underthrew. I mean, even in the Jets game, he underthrew a touchdown pass and another pass to Antonio Callaway.
Hold on. Callaway, he didn't put much effort in that, okay?
Well, this first one he had to come back to, the one in the end zone, he probably could have put a little bit more effort into. You're right. I will say he has his touchdown not last week because he played Thursday the week before, was the third fastest guy in the league behind the two Tyreek Hill touchdowns from his punt return and then his touchdown in week 1. So Callaway's fast, man. So if Baker can hit him in stride, that's gonna be interesting. But anyway, That's all I gotta say. Let's move on to week 3.
Okay, fine. Hold on. It was the Millionaire Maker. And let me just tell you, Kirk Cousins, Melvin Gordon, Christian McCaffrey, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Enunwa. Now, in the bottom, I had Njoku and Lewis, who kind of crammed me for 11 points. But even my defense had 9. Okay, so I had 208.5 points. I finished top 1,000 I finished 935th place, okay? Out of 179,000 people. Okay? $50, dude.
$50 when you paid $20 to enter.
Whatever I paid. Does it really matter?
But it's when you're paying that much, you should get, the payouts should be higher. It's because they do that $1 million the first. It's so much of the prize pool. It's like 25% of the total prize pool goes the first.
Well, you know what I realized? It's like first through fifth. Because if you're not in that first through, so basically your chances of being really happy are 5 out of 179,000 people.
Yeah, entries because some guys are max entering like me. They're putting 100. They're spending the $3,000 or whatever it is to put 150 lineups in. So
yeah, so winning's not. I mean, it takes a little bit of time and skill, but winning is nothing. You know why? Because if you're not 5 out of 179,000, you're gonna feel like me at the end of the day.
Yep,
Holy crap!
right.
I scored all these points. I got 2.9% on Kirk Cousins, 3.94 on Thielen, 4.35 on Stephon Diggs. That's usage percentage. Okay, dude, 11% on McCaffrey. Gordon was my highest at 19%. Come on, bro. Whatever. I'm done, dude.
That's one of those things when you play in those really big tournaments, you got to realize you are kind of lighting your money on fire. Your chances of winning are very low. Now, over a period of time, as you play more and more, you do increase your odds by playing more, but at the same time, it's not very positive EV, if you will, because you're spending so much to play in those tournaments. It's not even worth it. So that's why there's a lot of guys that I know they play head-to-heads only. Your chances are much better because depending on if you're posting a head-to-head lineup and letting people play against you, you're going to have a lot of variance amongst those lineups that are playing against you. So even if you got to win, you just got to cover the rake. So on Draft Daily, if you won 55%, you're in the positive. On DraftKings, I think it's more like 65% or something. I think the rake's 15% on their head-to-heads. So you've got to actually you're not even winning if you're winning 50% of the time. So yeah, it's there is a little bit of an art to it. I love GPPs. That's all I play. I don't play any head-to-heads. I don't enjoy it as much.
Nah, I like head-to-heads, but I don't know. I like them. I can't lie. I like them all, man. I like them all.
Fantasy football. Can you say?
Yeah, Yeah, so it doesn't even bother me. But you know what? For our viewers and for people that watch this video, well, obviously we both can win. Okay, so I mean, whether you can say what you would, finishing top one under, finishing 935 out of 179,000 people, that's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And with your background, I mean, I'm gonna get you, dude. I'm catching up to you before this year's over with. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be top ranked just like you. I'm gonna be in the top 300 or whatever. I'm gonna be ranked somewhere, dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Do it.
It almost happened. All right, let's go over this. 1 o'clock games, baby. Oh, I love this. My favorite part of the show. New Orleans at Atlanta. Ooh, Matt Ryan, you little dirty bird.
So are we going to do game by game this week?
Yeah, let's do it. Game by game. We can rock through it, dude.
You want to do that instead of position by position? Because I prepared for position by position.
Well, just do the positions of the teams. Right. We got this, bro. Yeah, I mean, you want me to fire away and you catch up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, New Orleans at Atlanta. What do I think? Underrated game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that Matt Ryan is a great play this week, and you will definitely not hear me say that every week. But with New Orleans' defensive struggles, and do I mean defensive struggles? I mean, they are a complete mess. And as far as I'm concerned, I like a lot of players here. I mean, I like both quarterbacks. Michael Thomas is an animal against Atlanta. Julio Jones is nice. Even Coleman's nice. And even Austin Hooper's nice, dude. I mean, for his price, dude, he's nice.
He was one of my top rated tight ends this week, actually. Just because the game's it is probably going to be a shootout. I tell you who I really like from this game. It's probably, if I played cash, he would definitely be in my lineup. It's Kamara because Atlanta's defense, they play that, and we talked about this last week actually too. They play that. I'm gonna give up passes to the running back and try to tackle him before he makes it into the second level of the defense. And it paid off last week with McCaffrey. So, and Kamara is even better a pass catching running back than even McCaffrey is. So I just feel like this is just a prime spot for him. His ownership's going to be high, but I don't even know that it really matters. He's pretty expensive. He is pretty expensive as well, but again, I don't think it matters. I think he's probably the top play on the slate. So
yep, and a touchdown was called back last week, so his numbers are not correct.
Okay, there you go.
Numbers are not correct. He had a touchdown call back on a stupid goofy holding, so that touchdown would have counted. So his numbers got deflated. So you could add +7 to Kamara. Actually, it's more than that. You can add like +8 or 9 to Kamara, whatever he had last week. So, all right, well that's about what I have.
I agree with you on that game. I was actually one of my probably my favorite stack of the week that I was going to play in some of the big tournaments is Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. And then I may actually stack that up, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and then the tight end or Sanu or, one of those guys, and then even bring it back with one of the New Orleans receivers. Probably not Thomas because he's too expensive, but I love Ted Ginn because he just can get downfield. He was hurt this week, but they did say he's playing. So, run it back with, or if you run it back with somebody like Kamara, you really you're going to have to punt a position because you're not going to have much salary left at the end of the day. But I don't care. I think you're right. I think this is one of the games I'm going to stack. I think everyone's going to be stacking this Kansas City, San Francisco game. And I think they're going to kind of forget about, I think this New Orleans Atlanta game is in a prime spot for ownership and everything else. I do think Julio is probably going to be one of the highest owned players on the slate. Also Kamara will be, but I don't even think that it matters, play your studs and then work and then build contrarian around them. That has been the theme this year. That is what's worked. That's what's won everybody money these first 2 weeks is you can play the chalky guys and you just got to be contrarian around them and you'll end up doing well. So, cool. Yep. Next game.
Green Bay at Washington, 1 p.m.
I haven't done much research on this game. I do know that Aaron Rodgers is
Playing.
He is playing.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's going to play him. I think his ownership's going to be way down. His ownership last week was, well, last week they weren't sure if he was going to play, but it was only 0.8%.
yeah,
He was under 1% owned. So I mean, he's not going to be that low this week, but I mean, I don't know, 5 to 10 probably in that range, maybe even less. I'm probably closer to the 5 side. Yeah, you get Aaron Rodgers at 5% ownership, even going on the road against the decent Washington defense. It's still a play that you can't overlook. So he's another one of the quarterbacks I had listed here that I liked. Definitely, Rodgers to Adams stacks, Rodgers to Cobb stacks. What's his name? Jimmy Graham almost had 100 yards last week. So he's kind of a sneaky tight end that no one's really talking about. We'll get into it a little bit more later. The tight end situation is going to be very one-sided this week.
Yeah, I don't, I looked at Chris Thompson, and I agree with Aaron Rodgers, but I think the ceiling for Rodgers is, I don't think it's as high as I want it to be for this game. So therefore, I'm going to tell you, Chris, this is all you do, because I'm avoiding these two teams completely.
I'm actually looking at playing some of Washington's defense as well. They rated really high in some of the models that I use to pick teams and pick players. I am going to do some Rodgers stacks because I don't think anyone else is going to do them. That's the main reason. And he has that ceiling where, he could throw 4 touchdowns. It's not something that can't happen. So, and then I will run it back. I actually have some interest in Thompson too. Thompson he's just catching a lot of passes. He's getting a lot of looks. So I would run him back on some of these Rodgers stacks that I'm going to build. How did he do last week? He didn't do that. Oh yeah, he actually did. He had let me see how many targets he had last week. Yeah, he had 14 targets last week. Chris Thompson did. So that's insane. So I will have him. I'll strictly be putting these guys from this game into stacks in this game and hoping it shoots out kind of situation. So,
all right. Well, the next game would be Indianapolis at Philadelphia at 1 p.m. And let me start by saying, I'm sorry, Chris, but I don't want anything to do with anybody from these two teams because Wentz is back. And I love Numa, but I don't know who Wentz is going to throw to. And if I had to choose, I guess let me take this back. There's one player on this field that I would do, and that's going to be price dependent, and that would be Zach Ertz. So that's the only player from this game that interests me at all.
I have Ertz targeted as well. I have Ertz targeted because he was Carson Wentz's favorite target last year, and he's not done well with Nick Foles so far, and I think he's going to go kind of overlooked. The other thing about this game is Jack Doyle is out, the main tight end for Andrew Luck and the Colts. Andrew Luck loves throwing to his tight end. I saw some tweet today, it's like 35% of his pass attempts go to the tight end position on average, which is a ton more than most guys. With Doyle out, I actually was targeting Doyle earlier this week till I found out he got out. Eric Ebron becomes like super chalk. Like some of the sites I've seen him anywhere from 30 to 40 to even 50% ownership. Tight end is such a high variance position that's one of those things where I'm going to probably look to fade that position in this game, because it's so high variance that at 40, 30, 40, 50% ownership, it's not worth it. Your chances of hitting on that are decent, but also your chances of fading that are decent. And if you fade that and it doesn't hit, you're going to be so far ahead of the field on the tight end position. It's crazy. So the other thing I will mention about this game is this, like many of the games, it's the running back situation is very interesting for daily fantasy. This game, your two starting running backs this week are Corey Clement for Philly and Jordan Wilkins for Indy. These are both like second, third string running backs. They are very cheap when it comes to the pricing. So by playing one of these guys, it gives you a lot more options in your lineup. So I'm actually targeting this game. I'm going to probably fade Ebron, but I am definitely going to have some Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton stacks. With Luck without his starting tight end, without either of his, or I don't know if I don't think he has either of his starting running backs. So I think we're down. I think Wilkins is a third string and be second. But either way, Luck with no weapons except T.Y. Hilton, I don't know what else he's going to get the ball to. So if this game, ends up going over the total, like I've heard a lot of people saying they think it's going to, Luck to T.Y. Hilton is going to be a stack that I'm going to be running out in a lot of tournaments. I haven't heard many people talk about that this week. I've been surprised, but I'm looking at what else he's got around him. And I mean, how many pass attempts did Luck have last week? He had 55 in week 1, which is just nuts. He had, not so many last week. He only had 31, but 53 the week before. But still, I mean, it's Andrew Luck. So he's going to be throwing the ball. And if we'd have no idea who's going to catch it and is on his team besides T.Y. Hilton right now. So that's why I like that. I like the other side because I don't think anyone's going to own Wentz because Wentz isn't 100% and no one thinks that he's going to play well. But I just have this feeling he's going to go out there firing. It's Wentz. He's going to do his thing. So I'm actually going to be stacking this game up a little bit, except for Ebron. I think I'm going to try to avoid Ebron. I might play him in a couple of Andrew Luck stacks or something like that. But yeah, this is the other somewhat low total game that I actually really like. There's one other one.
The total wasn't what discourages me. It's the talent on the field. I mean, these are all NFL. All these guys playing the NFL. Okay. But I mean, you got
this one's a mid total. So when I do a lot of this, when I'm picking my stacks for like doing a GPP tournament in DFS, I am generally going to fade like the top 2 games on the slate for the over under for how many point totals, because every DFS player on the planet now looks at the Vegas totals. It's a smart thing to do. Vegas, these guys are very smart.
Yeah.
They pay millions of dollars in analytics. So I always try to like go down a little bit. Like the other game I'll mention, I'm going to.
Well, hold on. Let me take it back, Chris. I don't like this game because I don't know who the hell's going to score. I feel like I'd flip it.
You're kind of right, and you might be.
I have no clue, dude.
Clement is going to be very popular. He's going to be a very popular play in daily. Probably.
But it doesn't mean he's going to score. 20%. It doesn't mean he's going to have even more than 12 points, man. I can't. The only person in this field I'm confident that will have at least 10 fantasy points is Ertz. And Wentz, of course. Well, both quarterbacks should have over 10 points, but that's it, position-wise, man. Ertz. And when I build my lineups, especially at tight end, price dictates what I do. I mean, yeah, it burnt me last week, but you know what? I've been on Njoku. I don't know what the hell got into me. I've been on this Njoku kick now for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. But I'm off that.
Yeah, he was. I thought he would have got more from Mayfield last night too. I thought that was going to kind of like cheat code unlock him, and it just didn't happen. So yeah, I'm off Njoku going forward until he shows us something too. So anyway, okay, we can move on.
Next, Buffalo at Minnesota. I love this game. I'm going to tell you, I love my Vikings, man. I love them. They may not have won it for me last week, but they're going to win it for me this week.
I think the Vikings D is a good play.
I think the whole Vikings team is a good play. I'm good, except for the running back. I'm not sure about Latavius Murray.
I think this game could go low. Like it could be. This game could hit the under. I'm gonna stack Latavius Murray and Vikings D. That's what I'm gonna run out there because I think they're just gonna try to play ball control. They're gonna try to run it. They're gonna. I have this feeling this could be a low scoring game, so I'm feeling like that's another one of the stacks I wanted to bring up tonight was the Vikings D and the running back. Latavius Murray is the backup running back for the Vikings. They announced today that Dalvin Cook would not be playing in this game. He's another one. He's really cheap on a lot of the fantasy sites, so he's gonna probably come with some pretty massive ownership as well. you want to try to fit some of these guys like Gurley and Kamara in your lineup, you gotta, like I said earlier, you gotta pump one of these spots. And I think he's another one that's people are going to go to him for his price and the volume. You get a cheap running back. That's what I said to Jason earlier. You get a super cheap running back that is going to get all the work. It's very hard to pass that up because you have so much opportunity there. So,
yeah. Well, I like the whole. I mean, I'll do all 4 of them again.
You're going to do Diggs and Thielen and stack up the whole bunch.
Cousins, Diggs,
Cousins too.
Thielen, Murray, or Rudolph. I mean, you also got Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah,
but that Rudolph is always a price with him. So that being said, I'm doing a Minnesota stack. There's no doubt in my mind. They're going to win me my money this week.
You gonna bring it back with some Josh Allen to Kelvin Benjamin and throw in some of the Buffalo side? No.
No Buffalo Bills for me. No Bills for me. No Bills for me. All right. So, anything else you want to say about the game?
Yeah, LaShawn McCoy burned me for the second straight week. I am off the LaShawn McCoy train. Even if it comes out Sunday that he's playing, I'm just not going to play him, and he's probably going to go off for 3 touchdowns. But I'm not going to play him, and I'm not going to be mad about it. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, well, I had mine, but at least it was minimal. With the tight end, it's a little bit different. All right, good. We can go to Oakland, Miami, 1:00.
I'm not touching this game. I'm not playing anybody from it. I looked and thought about some Jared Cook. I thought about seeing if he would be a good recommendation this week, and I'm not sold on it yet. I don't know. I don't like this Oakland team. I don't think Derek Carr's ever been that good. I don't know. I've never thought he was good. I don't know why they still praise him down there.
Well, I hate to break up the party here, but I don't like anybody from either team either. I totally do not want anybody in fantasy sports from these two teams. There you go.
The one who I do like, who I've been playing a lot of, has paid off, is the Dolphins defense. Nobody ever plays the Dolphins defense, and they've actually been really good this year. I don't know. You're right though. This game's tough. They had last week. They gave up 12 to granted it was to the Jets. They gave up 12 points, had 3 sacks, a fumble, and 2 interceptions. The week before that against Tennessee, they gave up 20 points, had 3 interceptions, and a touchdown.
I don't even understand how Tennessee's winning.
Yeah, Mariota's out again this week, so it's looking like that.
It doesn't matter
for sure, but we'll get to that. But yeah.
That team. I don't know how they're doing it. Whatever.
They're bad.
Denver at Baltimore, 1 p.m. Woohoo! The Ravens! Unfortunately, saying that, I have no interest in anyone from this game.
Maybe Manny Sanders, just because he's just been really good this year. He's one of those guys that his price keeps rising on the fantasy sites for good reason. It's because he's seeing a lot of targets. I still only have him about 5 to 10% owned. But I don't know what to think about Baltimore's defense yet. They looked good in week 1 against a terrible Buffalo team. They looked awful in week 2 against Cincinnati. So we'll see what happens in week 3. I think this might tell us something, because I think Denver's offense is kind of like in between those two. So maybe
I think Denver's offense sucks, dude. I think they're coming into Baltimore after a long, nice travel. And Baltimore, I know what Baltimore does at home, dude. It's probably top.
Yeah, Joe Flacco does play better at home.
Their defense is tenacious at home. I won't mess with nobody. No, the only team I would mess with, and that's if it was like the best game of the best game on the slate, would probably be Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Because that is always a rival, and that always has a chance for a shootout. Because that we have so much bad blood with Pittsburgh that So that's all the time I'm gonna waste on that, because I'm not. Cincinnati at Carolina. Now I'll go first, and I'll announce them. I do not like anybody from Cincinnati, and I do love you, Christian McCaffrey. You have been nothing but good to me. I just can't have you this week. So therefore, I have nobody and no interest in anyone from this game. I think it's going to be a 19-17 or 16-12 or 14-10 game. I think this is going to be a really low scoring game. And I know Giovanni Bernard is real cheap, but look, Giovanni Bernard is no new guy, okay? He's been in the league a long time, okay? And yeah, he may get a touchdown. He may have 90 all-purpose yards, and that's fine. I don't feel comfortable guaranteeing that. So I know his usage is going to be real high, Bernard. And I'm just going to stay away from both these. I'm staying away from the whole
Where
thing.
do I have Bernard here? Cincinnati.
I mean, I'm salving. When I looked at it, I was salving.
I only have him about 15%, but again, he's pretty cheap. His price did go up because I think people, the sites realized he was going to be playing again this week. So, but he's another one. He's another one of those second string running backs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got Coleman coming up as 5. I mean, we have so many of these backup running backs that are starting this week. It's just kind of nuts. So you're going to see a lot of different. I mean, I don't think you're going to see a lot of the same lineups. Things are going to be a bit more spread out. I like Cam in this game. I'm going back to the well with Cam. He's burned me these first 2 weeks. I'm going to keep going back to the well with Cam until something good happens.
Well, I do like his price.
Yeah, it's super depressed this week. It's on, and I'm looking on DraftDaily right now. It's 6,000 on DraftDaily. It's 6,000 on DraftKings, which is, I think, probably the lowest I've seen him in a long time. Yeah, it is. It is the lowest. It's the lowest. I'm looking through the middle of last year. He hasn't been. Oh no, against the Patriots, he was 5,900 on DraftKings last year. That was it though. So this is one of the lowest prices you're ever going to get Cam at. And Mahomes is 1,000 more, who's probably going to be the chalk quarterback on the slate. That when a quarterback gets up to the 20-25%, like everyone's saying, that's when I'm gonna hit the fade button. We'll get to him in a little bit, but with Cam being 1,000 less than that. Cam only's 300 more than Matt Ryan. I mean, you just can't. I mean, he's the same price as Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's only I'm looking on DraftDaily now. He's only 200 more than Alex Smith, Phillip Rivers, 300 more than Matt Ryan, Andy Dalton, Andrew Luck. He's just, I'm going to play him. It's just because it's Cam, and he's got a really high ceiling. He could run. You never know with him. They could get two first and goals 2 times down the field. And if you've got a first and goal, it's like very good chance that Cam's going to get a rushing touchdown. They don't really give it to McCaffrey inside the red zone. And if I'm not mistaken, their normal red zone option is hurt. Their running back. And we know Olsen's out. So it didn't totally hit last week. It did okay, but we've got Funchess. We've talked about it last week. Funchess's stats are the ones that seem to be affected most by Olsen being out. At least last year that was the case. So I'm going to go back to that Cam, Funchess, McCaffrey stacks, as well as I might put a couple of those in one of these 20 max tournaments or something like that.
I like the Cam McCaffrey thing, but dude, Funchess looks like I'm sorry, he looks a lot slower than he did last year, dude. He just looks slower.
Well, was he injured last year? What was it? No.
He was good last year. I mean, he wasn't the best, but he was consistent. He was good. Now, I mean, he's not. Look at his points. It's not good, dude. And they don't even have nobody else but McCaffrey and him. I mean, they have a bunch of other guys that we don't know nothing about. I don't like it when there's a chance that Cam can spread the ball, and that's what he'll do. Mm-hmm. Besides McCaffrey, you have no clue who's going to be the. And my thing with this game is, look, bro, Cincinnati's fast, dude. Their defense is fast. That is just trouble with a capital T. They got this guy, Vontez, perfect. The guy's an animal, dude.
Yeah, and Vegas's total on this game is like 43.5, so it's pretty low. It's one of the lower ones of the week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Vegas
and
is expecting this to be low scoring as well.
I'm expecting it too. I think it's two mid-range defenses and two mid-range offenses.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think Andy Dalton came back down to earth after that first week. Last week we saw it. I think we'll probably see it again this week.
Yeah. Well, that's where I am with that game. I do agree with Cam Newton and McCaffrey, but I'm not touching nobody from that game because I'd like to spend my money where, you know what I mean? There's other players and other positions and other opportunities. That's how I feel. New York Giants, the G-Man, G-Unit at Houston. 1 p.m. I love this game. Why do I love it? Well, when I see Deshaun Watson's face and he looks sad, I'm buying, dude. I'm buying because I'm telling you now, the kid's a gamer. He's mad. He's upset. Watch what he does, dude. He's going to terrorize the New York Giants. And you know what? I've been on Lamar Miller, and I'm telling you, this is the freaking game that low price pays off. And Barkley, look, I did my research on this guy. I've never been on him before. I've never talked about him much, but I'm going to talk about him now. Looks like Eli's got a security blanket, and that blanket is Barkley. And I love Barkley in this game.
Is the defensive Clowney, is he playing? Do we know yet?
No, I have no idea. I can't say his damn name. Jadeveon. Yeah. So I don't like Eli Manning.
Saying he is playing.
Okay.
So they're getting a little bit healthier on defense with one of the best defensive players in the league. So I'm actually going to avoid Barkley because of that, just basically because of Clowney. But I could see this game. I could see this game maybe going over the total. It's got a really low total. It's 42.5. So it is one of the lowest total games of the week. And yeah, I don't know. Eli looks so bad. It just looks so bad to me. He can't move. He can't run. He can't throw. He can't do anything. They had the number 2 pick. They had the number 2 pick in the draft this year, and they literally could have drafted Sam Darnold. They couldn't have got Mayfield, obviously, because the Browns got him. But boy, were they not smart. That was really dumb of them to not draft a quarterback. Let him learn a little bit from Eli and just take over eventually, because Eli's glue factory. What I remember what I thought about when I was watching them play. What was it? Was it Sunday night or Monday night that last week? I was thinking, boy, he looks like Carson Palmer did last year playing for Arizona. He just can't. He's just you can tell he's done. He can't move. He's not able to do what he needs to as an NFL quarterback anymore. Kind of the same way I looked at when I was watching Tyrod play. So yeah, I'm off the Giants. I do like what you're saying. My like in this game and what I will be stacking up is the Deshaun Watson to Will Fuller again. I think that they're going to pay a lot of attention to Hopkins again this week, and I think Fuller he was healthy last week and he's healthy this week, and he's going to break the top off this defense a couple times, I think. So maybe run that back with Beckham. I don't know. It might be a good little.
Do they have a respectable cornerback? Do they have a respectable cornerback there that can actually cover Hopkins?
They do. I can't remember his name right now. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I mean, I'm stacking all 4 of them. I like this 4-way stack thing. Watson, Miller, Fuller, Hopkins.
Janoris Jenkins for the Giants. They'll have him probably on Hopkins the whole game. They got this other guy on the other side, BW Webb. He's not been good yet so far. Fuller's gonna burn him. So that was kind of my thing when I was looking at this game earlier today. It's like I'm gonna stack Hopkins and Deshaun and Will Fuller.
I might take your advice and I might just go Fuller, Miller, and Watson. But I do love.
And that quarterback wide receiver stack it pays sometimes. It really does. It's a good option, and in this game with how quiet he's been and how little I've heard talking about him this week, might be a good week to look at playing Odell. I don't think Odell's going to carry a lot of ownership this week. I think he's going to be pretty low owned. I'm at about 10%.
No, I'm just where you are. Can Eli throw him the ball?
He doesn't need to, though. That's the thing about Odell. All you need is a little 2-yard slant, and he's just gone up the field. You know, that's his game. So, but you're right. If he needs to throw it downfield, we might be in trouble. So,
all right, Tennessee. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Tennessee and Jacksonville. I have no interest in any player from either of these teams, and that would include. And everybody knows I love Mr. Fournette. That would include Mr. Fournette. And why would that include Mr. Fournette? I know that they're saying he's playing and he's not. I just don't like guys coming off injury. And Tennessee has actually had a respectable run defense. So with that, his price and that being said, I just don't like anybody from this game. I can't stand Blake Bortles. I love the one-handed grab my man had last week.
Keelan Cole.
Yeah,
that was pretty awesome.
But it is what it is. If you got anything for this game, shoot. Because
I think that Mariota is going to be out again, which means we get what's the backup quarterback's name? I don't even remember his name.
Jason Liberto.
Might as well be. Yeah, Bortles. I don't, or not Bortles. What's his Tennessee? I'm looking it up. I don't even see this. How bad he is. I don't even remember his name.
I don't even care. That's the worst.
I don't even have him listed here. Anyway,
I just wonder how they keep winning, dude. I'm like, well, these Tennessee win. I don't understand how they're doing it. I mean, they beat Houston, dude.
Let me see here. Yeah, they did it with defense.
They beat Houston.
Blaine Gabbert. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. But
can you believe they beat Houston?
Blaine Gabbert and
oh my god,
Blaine Gabbert and Deion Lewis with a terrible receiving core. You know, Corey Davis is good. If he had a good quarterback, he'd be a little bit better. But this offense is just horrible. And I'm going to be playing some of Jacksonville's defense, even at their assumingly high price. I'm going to be stacking Jacksonville's defense with Leonard Fournette, and just hoping they for some reason Jacksonville reverts back to this ground and pound team when Fournette's out there. They turn in. It's amazing watching Bortles. Bortles looks like a freaking MVP quarterback when Fournette's not in there, just chucking the ball down the field all over the place. I made money on all those I did a bunch of Bortles stacks last week because I didn't think anyone was going to play him, and I just knew without Fournette in there last year he threw the ball a lot. And again, last week he was just, it was unreal. And one of the podcasts I was listening to this week, it made a good point. It's like, why not run that offense with Fournette in there? They totally switch the whole identity of the team when Fournette's playing, and they play this ground and pound. We're going to run it on first and second down and then throw it on third and long if we don't get anywhere. And it's like everything, the whole dynamic changes.
It's because Yeldon can catch you out of the backfield, bro. Fournette can't.
You're probably right. That's
what it is.
They were trying. I did hear them say they were going to try to get Fournette more involved in the passing game.
You can try. They tried that with one of the best running backs in NFL. How many years did they try that crap with Adrian Peterson? Dude, he's not built for the catch and run.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt,
get that running start, just bulldozer it over. Yeah.
Yep. Alvin Kamara, built for it. Melvin Gordon, built for it. These other guys, they're not built for it.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, you're right. You can kind of tell that usually with them. You are right. So that's it. Next game.
San Fran at Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Chiefs are at home, man.
So this is going to be the biggest. This is going to be the game where you're going to pull a lot of your cash game plays out of. I don't know that I could play Mahomes in cash. He's just too expensive. A lot of people will. It's a safe play. It's a pretty safe play. This Kansas City team is just unbelievable. They've got, you stop Tyreek Hill, they throw to Kelsey. You stop Kelsey, they're gonna get Kareem Hunt involved. Heck, Sammy Watkins was on. How many points did he have last week?
And you know what? He got, there was a wide open touchdown that he should have had. That he was wide open, dude, 50 yards down the field. He should have had a 50-yard touchdown added to whatever he had.
Yeah,
So-
this team's just got so many weapons, it's unreal. And their defense is terrible on top of that. So it's got one of the highest totals in the recent years at 55 points right now. That's a lot of points on a Vegas over under 55. They could easily go over that too, like no problem.
Do you know what this is called? This kind of game is called to me. This is called a game script call. And I'm telling you, the game script for right now is I'm going to be in love. If I play Kansas City, if I play my four-way stack, Mahomes, Hill, Hunt, Kelsey, even if I
don't know if you can fit all them in with their prices.
Well, even if I pull one and go with just the 4 offensive player stack,
dude,
and
I almost would put like Chris
Watkins.
Conley in there or Watkins in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if I go without Mahomes and go with them 4, my something's telling me I don't think this game's going to be in hand by halftime. I think this game's going to be out of hand by halftime, dude. I think it's going to be out of hand. I think it's going to be 21, I don't know, 10 at the best, at best. I think that's like the lowest Kansas City's going to score, and that's the highest San Francisco's going to score. So that's like, I think this game's going to be over with at the half. I think after the half, you're going to have, some stats from these Kansas City players, and you're going to be happy. And you know what? I've seen it happen many times. You go into the second half, you're watching your TV, and you're like, yeah, I got all these points, and I'm winning and ready to roll. And guess what? Here comes Mr. Kareem Hunt and the Kansas City Chiefs, feeding the ball, feeding the rock, burning the clock. And there goes the clock. There goes your stats. There goes everything. And Kareem Hunt winds up shining like unbelievable. And all the rest of these guys just slow way down.
And Tyreek Hill has really priced up this week. He's 8,500 on both sites. He's the second most expensive receiver behind Michael Thomas. So you're right. I'm actually, when I was looking today, I'm really thinking about fading most of this game. And I think Kareem Hunt is the one guy I'm not going to fade out of this game, even though his projected ownership is pretty high. I'm still going to play him. So, but the rest of this game, I'm thinking about fading. I really am. I think that it's going to have so much ownership overall. Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill is going to be by far the most owned stack of the week this week in all the tournaments. So if you're going to play those two guys, you really got to differentiate elsewhere. You got to get kind of creative elsewhere, or else you're going to end up with duplicated lineups of other people, splitting prize pools and stuff if it goes off. So that's my thoughts. San Francisco's side, I'm not really interested in anybody either. They haven't, I don't know, maybe
one person. There's one person. I'm sorry. There's two people. I'm sorry. And I like George Kittle, dude, because he gets all the targets. Okay.
His price going way up this week. I can't stomach it. 4,500 for a tight end. There's just better options.
I like him. I didn't say I love him, but I will tell you I do love this guy. I do really like Breida.
You mentioned that earlier. I picked him up in our Fantasy Gold Coin season-long league. I don't know how he was on the wire. I grabbed him the last week.
Yep, I do like Breida. I like his price. I like that. What's his projected ownership? 1.7%.
Oh, it's going to be low. It's going to definitely be low. Let me look.
Uh-huh.
I have it at like 5 to 10.
And I think that's going to change. I know damn well when it comes to game time, all that changes, dude. That's going to change. It's going to be low. I like Breida a lot, man. Breida,
he did really well last week, but he still only had 11 attempts, and he only played 26 out of 65 snaps.
Yeah,
he had 138 yards and a touchdown and a 66-yard run and 4 targets. So they definitely are getting him involved, but he's not playing that much. Let me see how much Alf played.
Yeah, but he showed.
Actually outsnapped him. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but Alfred Morris is. You're not going to see Alfred Morris rip off a 25-yard game.
Yeah, and you're right. At five
He
to
can't.
10%, you've really got to worry about ownership with Breida early with either. So I don't have any problem with that. I
Well,
will.
you know what else I look at, Chris? How many players rip off runs over 50 yards during the year? How many do you think it is? I would estimate
good
it's
question.
under 10 every year.
Yeah, it's not super common.
Yeah. So if you see a guy that has a rip like that, that tells me he's got speed and that he can do it. And I like his price. I just like him.
Here's an option. If you're gonna play Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, look at possibly you're gonna have to pay attention Sunday morning, but look at running it back with somebody like Marquise Goodwin. He's been hurt for the last week. He got hurt in week 1. He was out last week. He's a game time decision this week, which basically means you're going to know about an hour, I think 90 minutes before the kickoff is when they have to submit their final rosters for the game and their injury report stuff. So you'll know, you should know before the game if he's going to play, and not many people are going to be on him because if you're going to stack this game up and it's going to have this crazy total like Vegas is thinking it's going to, you're going to have to get a little bit of the San Francisco side as well.
Oh, yeah, because you don't know, dude. What if it's 7-0 in the first quarter? I mean, I'm thinking my game script's correct, but, dude, I could be totally wrong, man. It could be 7-0. Let me tell you, it could be 7-0, and 2 to 3 plays later, Goodwin gets hit with a long touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's out of the question. I mean, Kansas City's defense is not good, dude. So I don't know, but I'm with you. My fear is the usage in this game is going to be so high from the Kansas City side that the only one that I kind of feel is because he hasn't produced. Kareem Hunt has not produced. He hasn't, dude.
He did last week.
He wasn't. He hasn't been worth his price.
No, but his price is depressed a little bit this week. He was where's he at? He's only 6,000. So, he did a decent week last week. He's only 6,000. That's why I was okay with him. He's actually, I think he might be a decent cash game play as well, Kareem Hunt, just because he's, he's cheaper and he's going to get, he's going to get 15 to 20 carries and a couple of targets probably. So.
All right. Well,
love that game though. I'm excited to watch that game. I'm going to fade it from a GPP DFS perspective because everyone's going to play it. And that's just how I play GPPs. If I'm going to almost always pivot off the massive ownership. I'm a contrarian by nature, but yeah, love that game. That'll be fun. Should hopefully be fun.
We have
hopefully
a good game. We have a good game in my eyes coming up, man. The Chargers 4-5. Chargers Rams.
This is the one I like. This is the one I'm going to be probably stacking the most. This is the one I think it's going to be, underneath all of the other games. It's going to get overlooked because of the Falcons New Orleans game and the Kansas City San Francisco game. This is what I talk about where you take the game totals, the Vegas game totals that maybe aren't the top ones because everyone's playing the top ones. Everyone knows to look there first. You go down and do some game stacks of these ones. Like this one's got a 48 total, whereas Kansas City, San Francisco had a 55. The big difference, but at the same time, it's still a high scoring game. So I like this game a lot. I love playing the afternoon games because I love watching myself catching up with the field, knowing that I've got a whole bunch of the afternoon slate or the afternoon players after the morning games are done and just slowly working my way back up. I really do like this game though. I'm going to run stacks. I'm going to play Gurley. I'm going to play Rivers. I'm going to stack Rivers and Keenan Allen. I'm going to get creative in this game. I'm going to play some Jared Goff actually.
Yeah.
Scary as that sounds, I'm going to do it.
No, I'm with you. The only name that is a big name. And look, man, I really like this guy. Okay, but I just, against this Rams run defense, I just can't get on Melvin Gordon this week, man. For his price, I just can't get on him this week, man. And it hurts me to say this, but I just can't get on him this week. And then every time I look at this Austin Eckler cat, man, this guy's always cheap. He's always producing.
He did get a good game last week. We called it on the show last week. We said he didn't have as good a game as I had hoped, but he did have 11
the point
attempts.
is he's snatching stats. He's snatching stats, man. And the more he snatches stats, the more they're going to use him. So I love you, Melvin Gordon, but I gotta stay away from you this week, man, because I don't think you're going to have 3 touchdowns. And I don't really care if you have 46 yards rushing and 46 yards receiving.
Well, he only had 28 yards rushing, and I mean he had 6 receptions. Looks like they were all little dump offs last week. Yeah, that's interesting. The other thing to add to that is the Rams defense. Especially their front four is stout this year so far.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to have a lot of room to work between the tackles. They've got that. Actually, that Rams defense is really good overall.
I know, that's why
I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I really do.
I love Rivers at the price he's at. Oh my gosh, it's just like a steal. It looks like it's too good to be true. Honestly, Philip Rivers does. But you know what, man? I know better, man. I'm telling you, the steal is Jared Goff.
Yeah, I mean, listen to this.
My sneaky player for this week. That's it, dude. For price, for everything, it's Jared Goff, dude. This guy has averaged 20 points a week silently. Very silently, he's done this. Okay? And go look at his price, bro. He is my sneaky play for this entire week, bro. How many people are going to start him? Because I guarantee, what's his usage percentage projected at?
Goff's. Oh, I bet you it's low. Let me look.
Oh, I guarantee it's.
Oh, not actually. He's a little bit higher. I'm surprised. Like in the 10% range. So, which is still fine. I mean, quarterbacks. Like we always say, the ownership is so spread out. Heck, he's only 5,900. That's a good cash. That could be a good cash game play right there.
He's a
because
steal.
of his price. Or I mean, Rivers is going to be a lot lower around it, like 5% or less, and he's 5,800. They're both potential cash options.
You're guaranteed 20 points with Goff. You're guaranteed it, unless he gets injured. You're guaranteed it, dude. And now I don't know what wide receiver to put with this guy because I've tried Cooper Kupp in a couple of my lineups, and
he's the one I really like this week. I feel like that slot is going to be where they get a lot of their looks.
I'll take Todd Gurley and Goff, and look, I have no doubt Goff's going to throw for over 300 yards and have over 20 fantasy points.
Listen to this Rams defense. I mean, this is just their front line. They've got Ndamukong Suh as the nose tackle, and they've got Aaron Donald at the left defensive end, and then on the outside against the receivers, they've got Marcus Peters on one side and Aqib Talib on the other side. And I mean, these are all that's 4 Pro Bowlers on the starting front line for the Rams. I mean, that's tough, man. The team's good. So this is the game I'm most excited for of the whole slate. This is the one I want to watch. And I just hope it's like 21-7 after the first quarter. I'll be so happy.
Rams. It's going to be the Rams, right?
Oh yeah. I think it will be. I do. Right. But because I don't like Chargers defense at all. I don't think they've got much. Casey Hayward's okay on the outside. He'll match up against Woods, and I don't know. It's just not.
Nah, I'm taking Goff and Gurley all day, dude. All day.
I would do that. Gurley's price is he's priced down. He's less. He's 300 less than Kamara. So and they're just way heads. They're so far above everybody else price wise this week. It's a little crazy, but yeah, I'm playing him. He's on my playlist. So
yes,
for sure.
Okay, next. This is a game I have no interest in anybody from. Once again, I will not be touching a single person from these two teams. And let's see how you feel about Dallas at Seattle, 425.
I will be playing Dallas's defense because Seattle's terrible. Seattle's offensive line. I mean, Russell Wilson could not do anything last week, and it was because he was literally dropping back. He wouldn't even have time to look down the field. He was dropping back, and he was running for his life on almost every snap. Bears defense is good, so I will give them that. But he was also doing that in week 1 against Denver, who's also a decent defense. But I like Dallas's defense this week. They had a bunch of sacks and they've had 9 sacks in the last 2 games, and they've held their opponents to 13.
Yeah, they're actually okay. And you know what? You better go look at Seattle again. Their defense is not that bad.
Oh, not Seattle's defense. Seattle's offensive line is bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I meant Seattle's defense is not that bad, man. Look, it's not what it used to be, but I think they're letting teams average, like, I might be wrong, 89.9 yards a game rushing. You might want to back me up on that. I might be a little off, but I think it's pretty low, dude.
Let me see the first 2 games if I even have that in my spreadsheet here. I just have fantasy points for what they gave up. I don't actually see. I can't actually see the yards.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
All right. Well, then in that case, let's go to the next game. Unless you got anything for Dallas, Seattle.
I think that was the last. Oh no, we got the Sunday night game, huh?
Hold on. No, we got. Oh yeah, No, we got. Why do I have Chicago, Arizona?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it shows how many guys I'm going to play from the Bears and Cardinals game. I'm not touching this game unless I see that David Johnson's going to be like 1% owned in daily fantasy, and then I'm going to play quite a bit of David Johnson.
And I'm going to tell you something. You know, when we first started this show, you were, Chicago, Trubisky, and Trey Burton. I heard that. And I'm going to tell you, Chris,
sometimes we miss.
Listen to me as your friend. I'm telling you, this is when you pounce on Chicago because they're going to smash Arizona, dude.
I don't know, man. Trubisky just looks so bad. He's another one that eye test just fails for me.
This is the week right here. This is the week.
You're right, though. This is
the Bears, dude.
You're right.
And Jordan Howard, I love him. Dude, this, you can't wait to watch the San Diego LA Rams game. I can't wait to watch this game, man. This is the one I want to watch.
I don't know. This game's not going to be good, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Chicago is going to pound them. Chicago is going to score and score and score. You know what? If I had kahunas, I would be smart enough to play Howard and Cohen. You know, if Cohen's playing. Tariq Cohen, which I've heard he is. Mm-hmm. But I don't ever have kahunas like that, so I'll just stick with Jordan Howard. But, dude, I'm doing it. I'm doing Burton, Trubisky, Gordon, Robinson. Dude, I'm doing it, dude. I'm doing it. Watch what happens. This is the game. This is the one I want to watch, man. At 4 o'clock, this is the only game I want to watch. I mean, I like all the other games, but this game here, I think this is the game right here. I just do, man. I think, you know, you were on Chicago. Dude, I've never been on Chicago. I mean, I argue with you about Trey Burton, but I think
he hasn't gotten the looks, man. We thought Trubisky would be a security blanket. I really did believe that. I drafted him in almost all my season-long leagues, and I drafted him all off-season in best ball, and it hasn't happened. It really hasn't. Still could. You're right. This is one of those things, and this is what will always drive you crazy about daily fantasy. You'll be on a guy, and then finally you're like, man, how much money have I lost on this guy? And you'll be like, all right, I'm not playing him this week. And that's the week that he goes off for 2 touchdowns and has 7 catches for 100 yards. And you would have won everything if you would have played him. It's so tilting sometimes, and it's probably going to be me this week.
My thing is, dude, I don't know what, dude, Arizona's defense is. It's bad, man.
Their whole team is suspect. And I think a lot of it is these coaches, man. They don't, like, if you watch them try to run David Johnson up the middle into a clogged lane one more time, I'm going to run my head through the TV.
They can't throw the ball, dude. They can't throw it.
And this is what I always say. This is why the Patriots and Bill Belichick are so good. Bill Belichick looks at the talent he has. He looks at the strengths and weaknesses of his players, and he works his offense around those players. This Arizona team, they're playing this. We're going to run it our way. We're going to play. We're going to call the plays we want. We're going to do this. That doesn't work. Did you watch any of the games last year? Get David Johnson open in space. Throw him the ball. Line him up as a receiver. You've got to do those things, and they haven't done any of that so far, and it makes no sense.
They're not creating any space for Johnson. They're allowing teams to put it's one thing to have a spy on the quarterback, but you don't even need to do that. You just spy on the run. You just put a linebacker there to spy on the running back now. Hey, make sure
he's priced down on the main slate. He's the 7th lowest priced running back this week.
Chris, do you realize he's going to go even lower than that, man?
Yeah, and he's I only have him at probably 5-6% ownership.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Do not be fooled about this Bears defense. This Bears defense is money in the bank.
They're good. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, they added the best pass rusher in the league to their team, right?
And you know what? I didn't play them last week because of their price, but boy, did I make a mistake.
That was a mistake. I'm gonna probably play some of the Bears D this week. You're probably right.
Oh, they're tenacious. They're a touchdown every week so far. And they're probably gonna have
much. So somebody's got to score.
Jordan
Trubisky's just looking laser focused on his receiver, just staring him down the whole way. You know what? Now that I think
Al Robinson.
I might play. You know what? He's got to play. Who does he go up against this week? Actually, a decent. Let me look who it is.
Who?
Allen Robinson. He's going to match up.
That's who he goes up against. Oh, you're talking about cornerback wise. Doesn't really matter. They all suck.
No, not Patrick Peterson. So he's got the
whole team's getting burnt, dude.
Yeah, but it's still Patrick Peterson, and he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Bro, he might have given. I think that whole team is about to give up.
I just think Trubisky's just been terrible. If Peterson, I don't know. I might actually play some Arizona defense this week, as much as I hate to say it. Just for that touchdown potential, because I'm so sick of watching Trubisky stare down receivers until he throws the ball to them and they almost get picked. He almost got picked 3 times last week. He got lucky he didn't get picked 3 times last week. So, all it takes is one back to the house, and you've won the defense if you've picked the right defense for the week. So I might actually play some Arizona D. I wouldn't do it in cash or anything like that. I wouldn't get crazy, but
have a ball, bro.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to play some I'm going to stack David Johnson in Arizona's defense this week. Let's see how that goes.
Have a blast.
Ask me how that goes next Friday.
No, Monday, dude, or Sunday. What are you talking about?
All right. So, and then for draft daily purposes, we have the last game here, the Sunday night football game, the Pats at the Lions.
Yeah, which that total went from 46.5 to 50.
It went from 45.5 to 53.5. The implied total. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a total go up 4.5 unless Le'Veon Bell's not playing. But the implied open for New England was 26, and it's up to 30 and a quarter right now.
Josh Gordon did that.
That Josh Gordon bumped that, and I think that's just silly. He's going to be unlimited snaps. He hasn't had time to digest that offense. No. Will Brady get him some balls? Yeah, sure he will. Could he break one? I guess he could.
He could have 6. Dude, he could have 6.
He has got so much talent. If he can just stay. Good luck, New England fans, with that. That's all I got to say. Man, would it be nice to see him and Baker Mayfield throwing to him, though. Oh, man, would it have been nice.
So that's your problem.
Oh, it is. But he screwed us. He really did. He never did the right thing here. And I mean, there's some stories that I heard. I don't know.
He might have a Super Bowl ring on at the end of this year.
I know he might. He really screwed Cleveland. He really did. Those coaches and Jimmy Haslam and the ownership of this team in Cleveland did everything for that guy. They did everything they could to get him on the right track in life. They gave him every break. They gave him every benefit of the doubt, and in the end, he screwed him. So I'll never like him as a player. or heck, even as a person because of what he did.
You'll never draft him. I'll never have to worry about you taking Josh Gordon, bro.
No. I throw all my feelings out the window when it comes to DFS. Cognitive bias is very real, and you have to be aware of it.
Dude, Detroit is terrible. I'm not. New England's defense is. I'm ashamed because they're horrific. But
their total went up too, man. Their total went up from 19.5 to 23.5, so or 23.25. So that game's going to be interesting to me. It's not on the main slate.
I don't know who's going to win. I guess I would think New England, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't care if New England loses, dude, because guess what? Once they get Edelman back and Josh Gordon's healthy and he knows the playbook and he develops some sort of chemistry with Brady. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Remember when Brady had Randy Moss? That was a fun.
And
game.
Philip Dorsett. I mean, it's
well, Chris Hogan has just kind of faded into oblivion.
And Hogan, I wasn't even thinking about him. I'm getting excited thinking about Gronk, Gordon, and Edelman alone. And if I was the Patriots, which I'm not.
Okay, actually, I take that back. Hogan had 2 touchdowns last week. He only had 5 targets, but 2 of them were touchdowns. So, Brady's obviously looking for him in the red zone.
You know what your biggest problem is with New England? Pretty soon, you're not going to know who the hell to start.
And that's what they want. That's what Belichick's game he plays. You don't know which running back's going to get the carries. You don't know who's going to see the ball, and they play that game. They do it better than anybody. They've been doing it for years. It's really amazing to me how they do that. No one else. Many have tried, but no one can duplicate it. So
that's it for that.
All right, you want to build a lineup real quick?
Yeah, let's build a lineup, buddy. I'll share my
on your computer than mine this week.
Share my screen. Screen share application window, and let's go to here. Share, and let's go to. All right, do you see Draft Daily?
No, I see your YouTube window.
Still? We're going to have technical difficulties again. What is this? Oh, I see what you see. You see this.
Yeah. Just add a new tab there. There you go.
I got it. All right, 1 second. Then we'll get this done. What the heck? All right. Hold on. All right, let's log in. And you have to give me a second here. Here we are at draftdaily.com. I'm going to log in, and I guess I'll let you build a lineup first.
We could just build one. We don't have to do 2 today. We can just do 1. I don't know why your search showing invalid. That's actually is a valid cert. I just looked it up.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It's probably my settings. This is my, this is not mine. I use this computer for what we do here. I usually don't use it for anything else. So that's one thing. All right, let me log in. And let me find out what I sent you. This is when I go to look at the stuff that I send you right now. This is one of the moments. All right. All right, let's build a lineup. Hold on. First, before we do the lineup, let's the code for the Draft Daily touchdown. You can enter the Draft Daily FGC touchdown for free. The code is Draft Daily, all caps. So come play on draftdaily.com for free and see what all the talk is about.
Yeah, you can win free FGC.
That's right. Where else can you do that? So just come play.
Stake it and make more FGC and play with that. Play with your stakes and keep earning it and earning it.
All caps, Draft Daily. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Quarterbacks. I kind of wanted to build 2 lineups because me and you are going to be biased this week.
I don't know. We both like that Atlanta New Orleans game a lot.
I know, and that's where I'm heading.
Do it. There you go.
Matt Ryan.
I'm in agreement.
I gotta have him. I mean, you in agreement? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see our salary is because I'm thinking you probably should stack Ryan with Julio.
Nah, I'm gonna fix our salary right now. There we go.
There you go. That's a good. I like that. I like that 3-man stack right there. Put Julio in it.
I don't know. This is where I always like to be cheap, but my problem is there's nothing here that I can.
I have no problem. A lot of people play that way. A majority of DFS players will punt defenses because it's probably the best position to punt because it is the highest variance. But I like playing the better defenses. I just, especially if you can find like a defense that is good and that isn't going to have a lot of ownership. That's the spots where you jump on them. I think it was last 2 years ago. Denver's defense was priced above like $1,000 above everybody else's, and no one would play them. But if you played them consistently throughout the year, you won money because they were the top scoring defense almost every week. So
yeah, you guys see how fast I'm doing this? I mean, it's like instant. So this is where we are. We're at running backs, and you can see what we have here. 59.80. Let's take a look here. I love Gurley, but I'm not sure that we're going to be able to fit him in here. If I had to,
I really like Hunt at 6K if we can fit him in.
So do I. It's Hunt or Miller, and if you want Hunt,
I'm on either or of those. I wouldn't be opposed to playing both and putting Miller in the flex.
Neither would I. And you know what? Let's just cancel out what I said about Breida. Because seeing the price, and I'm sure it's like this on the other sites also. At this price, I love me some Lamar Miller. Yeah, okay. He's for the
flex him, put him in flex.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
For sure.
He is good. What is he, 5,000? I mean, I think he's worth that. Look at McCoy, 5,100. Jeez.
I know, right? It's how the mighty have fallen.
We got 6,300 for receivers, man. So
good. We know it's gonna go down a little bit when we put Julio in. I mean, if you're playing Ryan, Julio's probably gonna be chalky this week, but that's okay. You can have some chalk in a tournament lineup. It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah, we're still got 5,500, dude. We're fine.
Right, we're good. So we can get 2 decent receivers here. Now, do we want to try to run somebody back from New Orleans in case game's a shootout? So I was thinking right there, Ginn. I really like Ginn. He's blown the top off the defense a couple times this year.
Yeah.
It'll give you some. All right, you pick the last one. Give you some extra salary to work with too, 6,300. So we can go back up and get a stud up there.
Look at him. I don't like him, but look at freaking.
You know what? He's actually somebody I forgot to bring up. I'm going to be playing some Cole Beasley this week. I think he's going to go overlooked. I think he's Dak Prescott's favorite target. He's going to be one of those guys that no one's going to play and that could be sneaky. So I will have some of him. He's not a cash play by any means.
Yeah, and this is.
I was going to say I just see Manny Sanders.
This is where Julio Jones makes it very hard for me.
I don't think so. I think if you go back,
the pick, it's him.
Patrick Peterson on him scares me. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to match him up on there because Patrick Peterson doesn't they'll move Robinson around. Chicago's trying to get cute on offense. At least it looked like it last week. So. He's another one, Tyler Boyd, actually, we didn't talk about that I'm going to have some shares of.
Yeah, and that's like my only. I don't know why this is saying this.
I think it's something probably in your firewall or something, because I just went to the site and it didn't do that to me.
Yeah, it has to be. and it cleared my whole lineup.
That's right. We
Because I
remember what it was.
played with that. Yeah, I remember what it was. And I mean, look how easy it is to draft this lineup. This is way different than last week. Last week we were like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I gotta check my settings. Something on my Chrome is screwed up that makes this site run slow.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, I got this. Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara, Julio Jones. Look at this lineup we're building, dude. It's ridiculous. Who do we have? Julio, and you had.
We ran it back with Ted Ginn.
Yeah, he's down here somewhere. Ted Ginn, and we ran this also because you can't beat this price. Well, wherever it is.
28, yeah, 29.
And then the kicker, I had him. Defense, I spent up. Now, I spent up on the defense, dude.
I think that's okay. I think that's fine. I think this is a good week to spend up on defense. I think those two teams at the top are going to be the two best teams on defense. I really do. I think that the Jacksonville and Vikings are going to be the two.
You know what? I'm going with that, dude. It's $1,000 extra.
I just don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Yeah, but it's watch the difference it makes because in the flex we had Lamar Miller. I mean, I don't know, dude. Watch the difference it makes. Where's Lamar Miller? He's $5,000. Okay, watch the difference. So instead of me goofing off and trying to find another wide receiver, I'm sure that me and you can pick somebody here. I mean, you're talking Cooks.
Well, I told you, you know who I liked a lot this week, and that was T.Y. Hilton, because I think that game's going to go over, and I think that I don't think Andrew Luck has anybody else to throw the ball to right now. I think he's just going to get target. He's just going to get peppered with targets.
I like that better than Allen Robinson. But I mean, would you rather have the Ravens and Hilton or Allen Robinson than the Bears?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like that.
Yeah, so that looks like it's it.
I like that lineup a lot.
We have 300, but I don't.
Nah, leave it. So one of the most common mistakes you can make is just trying to fill the whole salary amount. A lot of fish and first time players will just they'll almost think that they have to spend the whole $50K. You leave a little bit of money on the table like we're doing here, you actually can give yourself a better chance of not getting duplicated lineups and things like that. So
yes, and I will tell everybody right now, if I was to switch this lineup up, the only change I would make, I would implant Hilton with Cooks, and not to use all the money, but just because I also
we could do that.
No, I'm good with what we got, man. I like Golden Tate too.
So sometimes what I'll do, especially if you're entering 20 lineups and you really like this lineup and you maybe think there's one or two pieces you might want to switch out, just enter the lineup and then switch out your one or two pieces and enter it again. If you're doing a 20 max and you're maxing out with 20 lineups, you're doing one of those $3 ones on DraftKings where you can enter 20 for $60. It's worth it to, if you really like something, stick with it. So
yeah. No, I like this lineup. I'm fine with it, so I'll submit it.
That's good.
I mean, that's how fast and easy it is. Enter now, and I always show people this. This is something that people ask about all the time. Just hit continue here, and my lineups, right? Which I just created. We just created a lineup. Okay, this is the lineup we just created. To join multiple contests at once, this is easy as pie. This is to join multiple contests. Now, you got to watch this because I spend all my money. You know what I mean? By checking every box. But, this is how you do it, and this is how simple it is. Because I'm gonna put this lineup in some games here, man. And look at that. There it is. You know what I mean? How much easier can it get?
Yeah. Yeah, there you
boom.
go.
Now I'm entered in all them contests with that lineup that Chris and I just built. So that's it. That's how you enter multiple lineups, man. It's simple.
I think you just entered them all again.
I don't care. No, I couldn't have. My balance would have let me. But either way, that's how simple it is. Why does this thing always act up when we're on it? Something always acts up. But either way, that's it. That's Draft Daily, and
Oh, it entered them. Number of entries, 6.
yeah. Well, it's because I go ham and I'm always too fast. I always, I do things too fast. I really do. And I get myself in trouble, but it is what it is. That's it. That's Draft Daily. Make sure you come and play. It's really easy. I mean, look, I just did it. It's so easy to enter a lineup. Everything here is easy. I mean, it's click and you're there. I mean, how many? Look, this is like, I don't even know if it's a tenth of a second, or that's how simple it is to build a lineup. So I love Draft Daily, dude. You lobby here and pick your game that you want to play, head to heads. We have this slider here, that shows our games here, and you can do that and get rid of the slider if you want. But yeah, come and play on draftdaily.com. It's fantastic, and I love it, and you should too. And it looks like the coin's going up. So there we go. Anything else you got, Chris?
No, I think we're good. I think we covered it all. Good luck, everybody, this week. If I don't win anything, I hope you guys win. And yeah, congrats to our drawing winners.
Masternode winners.
We are Masternode winners, or from our Discord, Thunderskull, Joe D, and Melvin. So congrats to all 3 of you.
Yes, congrats.
Good luck with your Masternodes.
Yep. So it is what it is. I mean, congrats to everybody, and maybe we'll do another raffle. Who knows? Whenever, this time maybe we'll just do a raffle just because people liked it. I mean, people did like it, dude. So, all right, that's it, man. Thanks for watching the Draft Daily Fantasy Show. The wrap up. Let's do our wrap up, and our wrap up's going to be sneaky players. So let me start, and I will do I have a sneaky quarterback and a sneaky running back. My sneaky quarterback is Goff. Okay, I'm building lineups with Goff. I'm telling you now, I'm going heavy on Goff. My other is Lamar Miller, and I may be making a big mistake putting them together, but by putting together Lamar Miller and Goff, I can pretty much pick whatever the heck else I want out of the field. That's my 2 players, sneaky players. Do you have any sneaky players?
I really like T.Y. Hilton this week. I know we put him in one of our lineups. And my other one that I kind of think is going to be interesting that's not going to get a lot of love is the Dallas defense.
Okay.
I just think Seattle's just the offensive line's terrible. They're going to get points on sacks.
And look, just to let everybody know, we can't show you guys every lineup we do, and we can't show you, our final lineups, because we're showing you, and this is the truth, that lineup will not change that you saw, and I will use that lineup in other, on other venues, but don't be fooled here. Me and Chris, everything can change Sunday morning. Injuries, no matter what it is, it can change. Weather.
You gotta watch Sunday morning. Follow Twitter. Twitter's where I get all my news from. If you want to follow me at CMHDFS on Twitter, I have a list I subscribe to. It's all the NFL beat reporters. Just click on my name on Twitter, click on lists, and you'll see it listed there. You can subscribe yourself to it. I didn't make it. I don't upkeep it. I just follow it. It's the single biggest piece of information I use Sunday mornings because it's all the beat reporters for every team giving out all the information. They're the ones standing there. We were laughing. We knew last night Carlos Hyde's situation before some of the announcers on the TV did because of Twitter and because these guys are right there and they're tweeting it out instantly. And that's a big deal. So it's important to follow the news on Sunday mornings. Very important. So,
yep. And I want everybody to know that our channel is growing. And that being said, in the next few weeks, we'll be adding Patreon. So Chris and I you will actually be able to get our picks via Patreon pretty soon, and our final rosters, and that will be probably, I guess we would release a roster about 12:30ish in the afternoon Sunday, and that will be included in Patreon in a few weeks when it all gets set up and we set it up and we do all that stuff. So thanks everybody for coming. We will see you soon, and I can't wait for Sunday, dude.
Football Sunday, baby.
Yep. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
I'll see you, Chris.
Bye.